UFC 289. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. Looking forward to talking about these fights after seeing the fighters on the scales. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on and make sure to share the video as well. Also note, full card fight companion tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Do not miss the live stream. Looking forward to it. And let's get into the fights. Starting it off, we got the ladies going after it. There is Oliveira there. She's fighting Diana Belbiţă. All week, I've been picking Oliveira to win a hard-fought unanimous decision and maybe show a slight grappling edge and a little bit of a striking speed edge. I'll tell you this, guys. We'll pull up the scales and, you know, at the official weigh-ins, I thought Oliveira looked pretty solid, as did her opponent, Diana Belbiţă. Definitely Belbiţă looking beautiful. But ultimately, it's a fist fight. What I don't know about is this face-off. Belbiţă just looks a bit thicker. She looks confident. She's posturing. I don't feel super confident in Oliveira. I just have a feeling Diana Belbiţă might end up beating her. Now, I'm not doing an official pick flip for this fight because I feel like we're just flipping a coin on this one, and I might as well just ride with the heads, which is Oliveira, my pick all week long. But ultimately, I don't think it's a tremendous bet. She's going to be in a close fight, and Belbiţă definitely has a power advantage on the feet, and if Oliveira can't land multi-shot combos, can't land takedowns, she could be in trouble. Still, the pick will be Oliveira on maybe a split decision. I see this as a super close fight. As far as betting it, I am not touching it now. Plus 100 for Oliveira money line and Belbiţă minus 120. I don't know. I just don't like it. I think that Oliveira and her are going to have a close 3 rounds. Minus 325 over 2.5 is a bad tag at more than 3-1, but let's be honest. There's a real shot this thing goes distance. I feel as though it's going all 3, and I think Oliveira might squeak out a 29-28 scorecard, maybe 2 of them, and get the split decision nod. But would it be crazy if it went the other way? No, it's a really close fight, and I'm going to pick Oliveira, but a low confidence pick to start the night off. Better bets for sure if you're looking at the betting side. Second fight on the card, we got David Dvořák and Steve Erceg. All week, I've been thinking that dog money Erceg might be extremely live here, especially if he can use his jiu-jitsu advantage. Now, we go over to the face-offs here, and we'll check them out. We got Erceg, who looked horrible at weigh-ins. There is zero muscle on his frame, and he's a grappling style. I don't like seeing guys that I feel like are going to be lacking in the strength and conditioning department, who, though they have really good jiu-jitsu skill set, I don't want to see Erceg trying to shoot up triangles from his back, trying to look for arm bars from his back. I need him to use a pressure grappling style, potentially get the back of Dvořák by forcing it. With the frame that he's bringing, I don't like it, because then I see Dvořák on the other side, and I see world-class conditioning and shape. This is one of them that's tough for me. And then I'll pull up the face-off here. I just don't like how Erceg even looked at the face-off. Like, he looks nerdy. And that's not to say he isn't a savage with the grab, but look at the frame. His arms aren't bigger than Oliveira's, who's a women's 115 fighter. And he's fighting at 125 here against Dvořák. I think I got to just pick flip. This is how I feel post weigh-ins. At the end of the day, you guys can go with my prediction pre-weigh-ins, or you can go with the post weigh-ins. I know Erceg's a nice plus money tag, but looking at the frame, looking at the posture, the body language, when I saw this face off, and especially when I saw the official weigh-ins, I said, are you fucking kidding me? I don't know. Erceg, I expected just a little more cuts in him. I'm worried about him when they clinch up. And if he doesn't have the capability to get dominant position on the ground, and he's forced to fight on the ground from a guard position or a half guard position, I don't know if he's going to have the game to flip it on Dvořák. The physique is worrying me, man. And listen, I know it's not bodybuilding, but we have to say, showing up to a fist fight, not looking menacing. Every fighter on this card, as far as the males, you look at the frames, like they have some menacing look to them. I don't see anything with Erceg here. This is not UFC 1. I'm very troubled by Erceg's look. I think Dvořák might pull this one off now. I'm going to pick flip it. I got to. I got to go with what I'm feeling inside. I've been loving Erceg's plus money, and, you know, it's an over 2-to-1 tag, but I just don't like the look at all. I can't confidently pick someone that I just worry is going to be forced to grapple off of their back now. I'm flipping it. Fuck it. Flip the pick. It is what it is. Mike Finch's cousin. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm going against your cousin. I know you're picking against him too, but I'm going against him as well now. Fuck it. I'm going Dvořák. He's a big favorite at minus 270, but like, it wouldn't blow my mind if Dvořák found a way to chin him. When I see Erceg looking like that skinny long neck, he's taller. I just worry about him getting knocked out. It's like the fight with Patterson, Yanal Ashmos. When I saw Patterson show up looking like a toothpick, and then his opponent showed up shredded, jacked, and ready to kill, you flip it to the other side. And Dvořák, maybe not the heaviest-handed guy in the weight class, but he could put one on him. There's a knockout possibility at plus 450. I'm going to flip to Dvořák. I have to go with what I'm feeling. I'm feeling the other side. It's a fucking wild card, man, because there's a pick flip with this one. I'm going now David Dvořák for the post-weigh-in prediction. Let's keep running up the card. Next fight on the card, it's Blake Bilder and Kyle Nelson. I've been picking Blake Bilder with confidence all week long. And listen, we're going to have to flip. No, I'm kidding on this one. That's a total troll job because Bilder, he's a menacing motherfucker. And I know he's got a grappling advantage. Let's check him out here on the scale. Shredded, jacked, ready to kill. Even though his opponent looks in good shape, we just know the skill sets. Blake Bilder has a clear grappling advantage over Nelson, and he's going to be the stronger guy. He's a little bit shorter, though. You see them facing off. But look at the thickness of the frame. That top control is going to be heavy as fuck. I think that when Blake Bilder gets on top of Kyle Nelson, there's a real possibility that he subs him. So Blake Bilder, confident pick as he's been all week long. No confidence has dropped from the weigh-ins. I think if anything, I feel more confident in Blake Bilder to win this. As far as the lines, he's a big favorite at minus 255. Nelson at plus 215. But damn, I think Bilder's winning it. What's the line for sub? What's Bilder inside distance? Plus 140? And then Bilder by sub, plus 225. If he gets on top of Kyle Nelson, I really think he's going to work towards ground and pound to soften him up and then submission. So I'm going to say plus 225 sub is going to happen here. I'm going sub, Blake Bilder, post weigh-ins with high confidence. I think he's going to fuck Kyle Nelson up and make Nelson 1-5-1 in the UFC and probably getting his walking papers. Next fight on the card, we got Aiemann Zahabi and Aoriqileng. I've been picking Aiemann Zahabi to win the fight, and the weigh-ins did not disappoint either. Let's pull them up. There's Aori, typical look, and then we got the badass flex for Aiemann Zahabi. I think he's confident here. And when they faced off, I like the way that he looked too. We'll bring it up. Here he is. Aori's got a cool hat. I mean, he gets some points for the hat. I see this fight going exactly how I've been saying all week. Competitive fight, going 3 rounds. Zahabi takes it on the scorecards. Give me Zahabi to beat Aoriqileng by a decision. And I think there's a real chance 2 rounds to 1 here. I don't think it's going to be a dominant ass whooping. I see it as a back and forth fight where Zahabi finds a way and he gets it done on the card. So we're going Zahabi via decision. Slight plus money on Zahabi. You guys know I'm on that Zahabi line already. I'm playing him at plus money, and I'm thankful that he looks pretty good on the scales too. I wouldn't touch anything besides money line here. No props. I'm good. I'll read it off, but I don't recommend it. Zahabi by decision, plus 185, and then fight going distance at minus 165. The pick, Zahabi to win on the judges' scorecards. The bet, money line, Aiemann Zahabi. Very good dog. Next fight on the card, ladies going after it. It's Jasudavicius versus Miranda Fear the Maverick. Listen, I'm picking Miranda Maverick all week, but I understand she's at, a disadvantage as far as being in the home territory, fighting in Canada, and then also add into the fact that she's the shorter girl. But we will pull up the weigh-ins here. I've been picking Maverick to potentially dominate on the floor. Where I worry is if she's caught striking with Jasudavicius, unable to land takedowns, and then next thing you know it, you got a girl who's way taller than you, out kickboxing you from the outside. Jasudavicius looks great on the scale. Miranda Maverick, though, looks jacked as well. And look, right here. Look at this fucking six-pack. She's shredded. She's coming to kill, man. She's coming to kill. And then we got the face-off, which I'll bring up right now, which Miranda Maverick just looks like a walking head of hair. Well, I'm riding with the walking head of hair. I think when it goes to the floor, Maverick is going to be better. And she's going to get significant control time if she's on top and actually do some damage from top position. Wouldn't be crazy for sub. Wouldn't be crazy for decision. But I do think Miranda Maverick beats Jasudavicius at home. But I'm not saying it's an easy fight. I understand people like that plus money Jasudavicius side. And I don't hate it. I understand you guys on it. I understand looking at the stylistic matchup. Miranda Maverick might falter with the taller opponent. She might not be able to land the takedowns, yada, yada. But ultimately, I do believe she will. And when she gets to the ground, she's superior. I've said she's the better athlete all week long. And closing the gap, athletic-wise, her skill set will allow her to do such a thing, which will lead her to victory. So, minus 280 for Miranda Maverick, and then Jasudavicius at plus 240. Looking at anything else here. No. Yeah, I don't really like anything. Maverick by decision is minus 125. What's Maverick by sub? If she pulled off a sub, that's big plus money at plus 400. But, like, we're chasing on that. Maverick has not won by sub against high level. I mean, Mazzo she beat by sub. She out-grappled Jillian Robertson. That will always stand as an impressive win. It's like, inside the UFC, we got one sub. And that's against Sabina Mazzo. Jasudavicius is definitely better. So there's a chance that Maverick subs her, but I don't think it's a high chance. I'm going to pick Maverick on the cards to win the fight. But hey, there's a nice tag on it, so I understand people trying to chase it because you're probably not playing Miranda Maverick at minus 280. So let's keep running. Next one brings us to the featured prelim of the night. It's Nasruddin Imavov versus Chris Curtis, the action man, throwing down. I've been picking Imavov to outstrike him from distance all week, and that's not the exciting pick that people want on the plus money Curtis side, but let's be real, Imavov has the length advantage. He is a decent kickboxer from range with a sniper style, and I feel like Curtis is going to struggle with a guy who's better than him from the outside. Now, what I know about Chris Curtis is he's got thud in his hands, and if he can fight in close, in the danger zone, he's going to be better than Nasruddin Imavov. But it's a big if. I'm going to say Imavov competitive decision to beat him. Now, as far as the scales, let's bring them up. There is Chris Curtis, looking cool as always. Little Nate Diaz channeling for Nasruddin Imavov maybe with this flex here. And then we'll look at the face-off. Let's see how they look face-to-face, nose-to-nose. Big height advantage for Imavov. Imavov decision, I think, from distance with the striking. Yeah, that's the way I'm going. There's no pick change here for me. I'm still riding with the side of Nasruddin Imavov to defeat Chris Curtis. And yeah, I'm saying he gets it done on the judges' scorecards, which is interesting how the lines look. Imavov opened at minus 121. He's now minus 163. Curtis plus 101 to plus 143. That is crazy to me how heavy they've shifted the line on Curtis opening like that, near even money. And now everybody really that confident in Imavov. I feel like people like Curtis as a dog. I'm picking Imavov, though. I'll pick him on the cards. But this is not a fight I'm betting. This is not a fight I'm throwing down on. Imavov decision plus 140. What's Curtis by KO? If he did get a KO, plus 350 doesn't intrigue me. If you're on the Chris Curtis side, your best bet is definitely money line, but I think Imavov steals the decision on him. Crazy how wide that Curtis line's looking though now. After plus 101 to plus 143, and a lot of people seem to be on him. That's odd. Yeah, I think Imavov takes him on the scorecards. out kickboxes him. I got to fucking put myself to normal size. My apologies. And let's keep running up. Main card time. Make sure you guys smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We got Eryk Anders versus Marc-André Barriault. I've been picking Barriault to win this fight. I think he's going to be tough inside, but I've, said, at least last night when I was on Late Night Live talking about the fights, I said, listen, could I flip it potentially depending on how Anders looks? So let's look at the scales and let's see. Does Eryk Anders somehow sway me to flip away from my Marc-André Barriault pick? Anders looks great on the scale. I don't love the facial expression. I don't know how to describe it. Barriault looks like a stone cold killer. And then we get to the face-off here, and you guys will find out. Are we flipping it? Bum, 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 bum. Drum roll. Drum roll, please. Boom. No pick flip. We're sticking with Marc-André Barriault. I think he's going to beat Eryk Anders. He might TKO Eryk Anders, but I've been liking a lot of decisions on this card, which I hate to say because, damn, if there's one thing I hope that I'm wrong on is how many of these fights I'm thinking have high potential of going distance. Because I need some fucking finishes on this card. I'm going the side of Marc-André Barriault over Eryk Anders. I think it'll be a gutsy performance. There's a chance of a KO. Might go long. And if you're betting it, you're probably just touching money line. Let's pull up the odds, though, and let's see how everything looks betting-wise. Plus 115 Anders, minus 135 Barriault. Listen, Barriault, who knows? When the main card comes through after we saw the whole prelim, maybe Barriault ends up on the, late night fucking live parlay or potentially the CBD Lion lock of the night for the main card. Let's see, though. Let's see. We'll wait till the live stream for that, so tune into that Fight Companion. It's minus 135 for Marc-André. Interesting. I think he does win. Plus 165. I like the body language. I'm thinking Barriault just does more. He throws more strikes. He's a little bit more technical. He's the better fighter. Minus 135 ain't looking so bad for Marc-André Barriault. Opened at minus 148. So, still a better tag than what it opened at right now. Moneyline Barriault, if you're looking to play it, is the side that I'm riding with. We're going Marc-André for the win. Next fight on the card, it brings us to Dan Ige and Nate Landwehr. I've been picking Dan Ige to win, and I've also been picking Dan Ige to knock out Nate Landwehr because I think Landwehr's style is one that brings a lot of violence where he can find himself into serious trouble mixing it up with Ige on the feet like that. And I do think he's going to eventually get knocked out. It's going to be a dog scrap, but he's going to get KO'd. There's Nate Landwehr. There's Dan Ige. Yeah, Ige looks more menacing on the scale than Nate Landwehr. Nate the Train. Nate the Train in the UFC. All right, Nate the Train. You're on the main card. Nate the Train on the main card is getting knocked out. Okay? We're going Dan Ige by KO. Good face-off, though. And listen, I see confidence with Landwehr. He's coming to fight. I think the style that he brings with the aggressiveness and at times recklessness and kind of his, lack of care for being hit is going to get him hurt. Dan Ige, I'm going to pick him by KO in a dog scrap and potentially fight of the night to take out Nate the Train. Now, as far as the odds for this one, plus 215 Landwehr, minus 255 for Dan Ige. Ige by KO sits at plus 120. I'm not jumping all over that line. It's going to be a scrap. Dan Ige's minus 255. I wish it was a closer line. Good-ass fight, though, and I think Ige's beating him. He's the technically better fighter, and he's going to beat the savage and always fan favorite Nate Landwehr in this one. Good fight, though. Featured bout of the night, Mike Malott and Adam Fugitt. Mike Malott's been the pick all week, and I feel like Canada needs a Mike Malott win. They need somebody to really stand out because they got no stars, and Mike Malott's that guy. He's got great body language and confidence. We've known about his skill set for a while, and he's now been proving it inside of the UFC, and Fugitt's getting bullied. Fugitt's getting bullied out there. He's getting finished. I think Mike Malott takes him out in 2 rounds. There's Fugitt. I mean, he looks in good shape, but like, I don't know. He looks like kind of like he's lacking confidence in this picture. I don't love the body language. Then I look at Mike Malott, and he looks kind of like a young Conor McGregor with his hands up like that. I love the confidence. Mike Malott, you guys know, if you follow the channel, he is one of my most confident picks on the card, and I feel as though he is going to shine for Canada. He's going to shine. Look at the face off there. Good one, but look, Mike Malott, look at the eyes real quick. Look in Fugitt's eyes, I can see a slight amount of doubt. And you can say, AJ, you're fucking crazy. How can you tell? I promise you it's there. And Mike Malott is going to break him. Mike Malott by submission has been my official pick all week, and he looks like a fucking menace to society, and he's ready to do some damage on Saturday. Now, as far as the lines, it's minus 205, but Mike Malott's a great pick, guys. He's a great pick. I'm telling you, he's going to win the fight. He's a great pick. Mike Malott to win it inside of the distance, minus 135. I think it's going to happen. Mike Malott to win it by sub, plus 200, KO plus 250. Let's check something out here, because off the top of my head, I cannot tell you. Let's see. We got 0 sub losses, though, for Fugitt. Granted, you know, has he fought a fucking Mike Malott? Michael Morales KO'd him. I like that he's getting subbed, though, in grappling by Maximov, so that gives me a bit of confidence. Isn't that interesting? Never been subbed, but no name on here is jumping out as a Mike Malott level grappler. I think Mike Malott could be the first guy to sub him, but you got better luck with inside distance, and bro, Mike Malott got hands. He's got a lot of subs, but he's got knockouts too. He's a finisher. He can strike and he can grapple. Moneyline's your best bet. It's just wide, but it's going to happen. Mike Malott inside of the distance. I think there's a real chance for KO, even though I've been picking sub. So inside distance is your money call. Officially, it's got to be sub, though. But KO is so fucking live here. I just have this hunch inside of me he's going to end up chinning Fugitt. And if you're on sub, you're going to be regretting it. So inside distance might be better. Mike Malott for the W and bringing it home for Canada. Co-main event of the evening. It's Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. And I have been picking Beneil Dariush to beat Charles Oliveira, albeit not with the highest amount of confidence. I've said this. The reason I've picked Beneil Dariush is southpaw, ability to follow up if he hurts Oliveira striking, and superior ground skills from top as opposed to Oliveira from bottom. But we will look at the scales and see, does anything shift inside of me here? All right, so we got Beneil Dariush. Looks like he's praising the Lord. I think he is. I don't know. He does that. I think that's, you know, him saying, God bless me in this fight. There's Benny. I mean, he looks decent. He definitely had a weight cut. Charles Oliveira looks good. Looks like he had a weight cut too, as always. What do you expect? You know, his family fasts when he's cutting weight. That's pretty fucking badass. Badass family for the Oliveiras. And then the face-off, which I'll tell you guys, I sat here and rewatched this face-off several times because I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, but slightly, Beneil Dariush, as Oliveira comes up, kind of leans back and gives Oliveira that dominant posture. Charles looks so fucking shredded. He looks like he's got that fire in his eyes again to be champion. And I just am looking at Beneil Dariush and I'm asking myself, is this really a guy that beats Charles Oliveira? The Charles Oliveira who beat Dustin Poirier, beat Justin Gaethje, beat Michael Chandler, and he finished each and every one of them? Is Beneil that guy? When they get in tough in their striking, Beneil gets reckless, and he's got slower feet than Oliveira. I think Beneil might be getting dropped with a punch and then subbed. But I think there's a chance of a Charles Oliveira KO now. We're pick flipping it, man. I pick flipped earlier from dog money Erceg to Dvořák, the favorite. I'm flipping it this time around. I'm going from the Dariush side to the Oliveira side. Whether it's the hype of Charlie O in front of me that I just can't avoid to pick the golden boy, or if it's actually true, find out tomorrow and sweat it out with me, because now I got the dog side. I'm going Charles Oliveira. I'm flipping it. As soon as I saw the weigh-ins, I said, fuck it. I got to go with what I'm feeling. I'm flipping it. I think Charles Oliveira is going to chin him. I'm going Charlie O. And it's plus 130, plus 125. You got plus money for Charles. This is crazy. Another pick flip. Open that plus 105, though. So, the line's gotten better. Minus 145 for Benny. Is Beneil Dariush going to be able to chain wrestle Charles Oliveira and grind a decision? He is going to be able to hurt him on the feet. I just kind of see Oliveira hurting Dariush. Listen. For victory or defeat, I got to pick flip it because it shifted. I was, thinking about like a 60% confidence on Dariush is now flipping the other way towards Oliveira after the face-offs. I'm not telling you guys this is the, most confident prediction on the card. But I feel like Charles Oliveira beats him. Oliveira money line plus 132. Oliveira to win by KO plus 425. Listen, I think he might chin Benny Dariush. I'm going Oliveira to turn back the clock and get a knockout win in a massive upset. I guess not massive, but a fair-sized upset here to beat Beneil. So we're going Charles Oliveira for the W, and I'm going savage mode and flipping the other way. Let's do it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's Amanda Nunes and Irene Aldana. I've been picking Aldana all week. And I've even thrown the tag dog lock on her. So there's a lot riding on Irene Aldana. And I want to see, how does she look on the scales? Does the weigh-in give me more confidence, or does it diminish what I've been feeling? Raquel Pennington, the alternate weighed-in. I mean, Aldana looks okay here. Nunes looks great as always. Let's get the face-off. Let's see, I'm nervous. The face-off is everything, right? Intense. Eye to eye, nose to nose. Aldana's not coming to lose. There is no pick change in the main event. I will tell you this. Aldana's clearest path to victory depends upon the Amanda Nunes game. If she can somehow get Amanda Nunes into a brawl. And you know what would get Amanda Nunes into a brawl? If she can't take you down. If Aldana's takedown defense is there, if Aldana's ability to get up when being taken down and not absorb much damage, nor allow control time on the side of Nunes. If Aldana's strong and close, she's got a mean hook. One of the meanest in the game. Her stand-up game is very fucking good. Her boxing is crisp. And if she can get Amanda to throw with her, which is going to have to be not just getting Amanda to do it. She's going to force Amanda to strike. I'm going to say Aldana does it. I'm riding with Aldana to beat Amanda Nunes. And I'm saying that she is going to find the mark with the lead hook and knock out Nunes. And it's going to be history in the making. And then they're running it back probably with a rematch. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I'm going Aldana to beat her. I think she can do it, guys. I just have this. I've been having the feeling all week. It hasn't faded after the weigh-ins. As far as the odds, plus 270. Aldana is a massive underdog. Amanda Nunes, minus 340, the favorite. Aldana to win. Knockout. Plus 500. I do think there's a fair shot. It's a dogfight for sure. But Aldana looks ready to bring the fire. She came at the weigh-ins intense, respectful as always, but Mexican style, Mexican fighter. Danger zone for Amanda Nunes. I think that potentially her best days are behind her, and Aldana will find that chin. So we're going Aldana for the upset in the main event. But it's not over yet, guys, because you know that we got to talk about some parlays. Let's parlay some things up here for UFC 289. Now, you guys know the most confident picks on the card have been Mike Malott and Blake Bilder. I also feel great about them winning. I feel really fucking good about Aiemann Zahabi getting it done too. So, 3-fighter play. Malott, Bilder, Zahabi. I'm not throwing everything with a fucking Irene Aldana in the slate for the simple fact I have her in one for sure, but I'm not going to say throw it all there. because ultimately we have to respect Amanda Nunes is a fucking all-time great female, and to throw all the parlays with Aldana in because I wanted to throw a dog lock tag at her, that seems like a fucking dumb thing to do. Zahabi, close money dog to get it done. I think this plus 318 play is tremendous here with a really fair shot to come through. Looking at the rest of them, I don't feel like I want to go super crazy with parlays. I mean, Bilder, I want to keep in it. Marc-Andre. Bilder, Marc-Andre. Or even we take Bilder out. Let's go Canada. Let's go Marc-Andre, Mike Malott. Main card parlay plus 159. I like this one a lot. Marc-Andre and Aiemann Zahabi, two close money faves. Plus 250. Actually, rather Zahabi dog. And then add in, I feel like I got to add in Malott, man. Plus 419 for this one. And then if you also add in the side of Blake Bilder now, you got plus 635. And if we went absolute savage mode and did have Aldana in it, now we got plus 2,000. But be cautious with your plays, guys. I'm going to add in the over 2.5 here. That brings you to plus 1,063. I think parlays on this card, be conservative and intelligent. You know, mix them up, mix and match. There's some good picks to load up in your slate. Don't throw everything on a big fucking dog as far as the parlays. I know Aldana is a great value pick. She's good to match up with a high confidence favorite. Aldana, Mike Malott can be a play. Aldana, Malott, and Bilder, which I already listed off earlier this week, is a good play. I think there is some solid parlays. Good card, and I'm hype as fuck to be live for it, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed another weigh-in recap show, which had some chaos with the pick flips. Listen, you know how the weigh-in recap show goes. I tell you what I see, and if I have to flip sometimes, I flip. Obviously, it's not my favorite thing to do to flip against my initial instinct, but you have to sometimes. Much love, people. Smash the likes. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Definitely let me know what you think of the picks in the comments. And if you got nothing to say, but you just enjoy the content, as always, drop a W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, everyone.